Hey, it's Mazzy here, and welcome back and good morning. New Led Zeppelin, live, unreleased. Those of you who are deep into the Led Zeppelin world may have bootlegs of this. I don't know. I'm not a deep collector of Led Zeppelin, so I don't know. But it was announced today. This is the 50th anniversary of Physical Graffiti. This came out in February of 1975, so we're coming a little late, coming out in September. I'll go through the press release that I got today, but in addition to the 3 record set version, now, if you recall, go back in your Wayback Machine, I believe, was it 2016 or so, when Jimmy Page remastered all his records. Remember the box sets, the series of box sets? Now, some will still like argue and lust for all analog versions, and we all know that Jimmy Page is averse to that, or doesn't seem to want to do it. He thinks these from 2016 are the definitive versions, according to him. Now, I don't want to litigate that, because there's so many discussions on that. We know that Chad Kassem has tried to get those because he owns the classic series of stampers. I don't think he actually has all the Led Zeppelin anymore, so we never know about that. Now, I want to say one thing about those. Remember the classic records? I do have Led Zeppelin 2, but for about 6-month period, in my possession, I had that big, massive anvil case. You can see it right here. The classic records single-sided 45. What a bizarre thing that was. It was a collection, an anvil case, literally, that my friend Coffee Dave owned, and on his behalf, he asked me to sell it for him, and we eventually did through Discogs. I think we sold it for $9,500. That was pre-pandemic. I think it goes for more now. But I tell you, I listened to that thing completely once, and I think most of those cuts are way too bright. Even though they're all analog, I am not a fan of the classics. I do have a copy here of the 200 gram, I think it is, Led Zeppelin 2, and it's there's some great things about it. Now, all this stuff is subjective. You know, your stereo, your ears, your room, just everything is subjective. I don't mind the digital cuts on this, the box set. Remember that box set? They did the whole series, and I bought almost all of them except the last 2. Beautiful design, beautiful packaging, beautiful books. And when it came out back then, you got the Jimmy Page remastered, cut from digital files version, obviously, with all the wonderful replica sleeve. I love how this sleeve, and this is that famous building, what is it, New York, I guess. You can go see if you want, and it's on the tourist sites, all the travel sites of rock and roll sites. But at that point, they also put in a companion, an extra companion disc. And this has a series of 7 cuts, different version. The initial rough mix of Brandy and Coke, Sick Again, another studio version, early version, initial rough mix of In My Time of Dying, House of the Holy, of course, the rough mix. Boogie with Stu is the Sunset Sound mix, Driving Through Kashmir, a rough orchestra mix. So it's, for Led Zeppelin fans, this is essential, and you're going to be able to get in the fall, in September, I'll go through the press release, the 3 LP version, so the main 2 records and the extra version. But the kicker is, in this press release, is this live, I'm looking at this live, EP. This will be out on September 12th. Now, this is celebrating the 50th anniversary. So there is this live LP that you can order right now, pre-order it. And I don't have it, and it's not out yet. So how would I have it? A live EP, 180 gram, 12-inch vinyl, also CD and digital formats on September 12th. Again, as I said, the same day will be the updated 50th anniversary edition of the 2015 Physical Graffiti. I was wrong when I said 2016, but that extra disc. Now, the new EP, this is what you want to know about, you Led Zeppelin freaks. The new live EP features live recordings of In My Time of Dying and Trampled Underfoot from Earl's Court, 1975, along with Sick Again and Cashmere from Nebworth, 1979. So my personal Led Zeppelin experience that goes back to, I got the first album when it came out. To me, my favorite album is their debut. Hands down, by far, that's my favorite. I love that. It was so different at the time. I like the sound of that record. In fact, when I played the single 45s, that was my favorite, I think, out of all of those. But my experience seeing them live was 1973 at Kezar Stadium in Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. That show, and I believe, was it the Tubes were on that show, and Roy Harper and someone else. Good show, good show. And then I saw them again in 1977, the final two shows at the Day in the Green in Oakland that they played, and that whole kerfuffle with Bill Graham Presents and Peter Grant's Stooges, and that's another story for another day. But I went to both those shows with my girlfriend. We got some radio record business passes, so we were in a section. So I saw them 3 times. That turned out to be the very last American shows they ever did, because also at that point, Robert Plant's son had died, and they stopped the tour, and that was it. And they went on just playing in Europe till 79 and 80, I believe. So, but I digress here. This is exciting news for some people. It's a morsel. You're getting a morsel of live Led Zeppelin. You know, I don't know in these recordings. Now, some of you put in the comments below, because, again, you know more about Led Zeppelin than I do. Definitely. I'm not trying to pretend I know more, but I'm just presenting you with the news story from this press release. So let's go look at the EP. The EP you can order now. There's a 7-inch single as well of Trampled Underfoot. So, you know, Led Zeppelin Complete this is a no-brainer. You're going to have to order this stuff. I think it's great. So here are the prices. Here are the prices of all these. You can buy these at the Rhino site, and I think they're going to be available at other retailers as well. So the Led Zeppelin 12-inch EP is $19.98. So 12-inch, that's good actually. The live EP on CD is $11.98. Physical Graffiti, the 50th anniversary, the 3 LP plus edition it seems exclusive to Rhino. That's what it says here. So I don't know if that's coming out anywhere else. That is $64.98, so $65 for Physical Graffiti, the expanded 3-record set. Now, I don't know, when it was remastered and it was released in 2015, was the 3 LP ever released separately together? I know it was in a box set, and I know they did release the albums separately, but it was probably only the 2 LP, the proper 2 LP update there, but not the 3 LP. So that's the Led Zeppelin news of the day. Live EP with unreleased tracks. Again, those of you who are like Led Zeppelin fanatics will know if those tunes are on bootlegs and available. And, you know, if you get the people who are saying, oh my God, we already have that. We already have that. I hate when people say that, because I don't have it. Am I going to get this? I don't know. I might. I'm not a completist of Led Zeppelin. I don't have all the live things. I have more on compact disc than I do on vinyl. I have all the proper albums on vinyl, but not the all the additional live and box set type things on vinyl in my collection. So that is Led Zeppelin. I know everybody wants Rhino Hi-Fi or Chad Kassem UHQR all analog Led Zeppelin. Doesn't seem to be, but although we just got Buckingham Nicks. I know they're totally different audiences, but people never thought we'd get Buckingham Nicks. And what's interesting about that, now, again, I'm kind of shifting the thing. 5,000 copies they sold out, numbered copies, like in 2 hours, faster than Black Sabbath, faster than television, faster than the Cars. Amazing. Amazing. So can you imagine if Led Zeppelin was issued as a Rhino Hi-Fi? The craziness, you couldn't keep 5,000 only. You'd have to do so many more. Now remember, numbered, and then they do unnumbered things. So that would be great, but it's not that Rhino or any of the labels don't want to do this. You know, Chad Kassem would love to do it. Rhino would love to do it. It's Jimmy Page. It's his you know, holding those tapes by the balls and keeping them in the vault somewhere, because I think a lot of people want those. Why not? What are they going to do? They're going to sit in the vaults forever? Come on, let's get them out before everyone is gone. And the way things are looking, everyone is going to be gone sooner than later. I digress there again. Okay, thanks for watching. That's the news from Led Zeppelin live EP. That is the extra thing today. That's the new stuff they're going to sell you. Thanks a lot. Mazzy loves you.